Alright, hello. We're back at it again with Obra Dinn. You didn't think we could actually squeeze any more out of this game than we already did, but we're going to try. I absolutely love this game, and I'm really, really excited to get back into it, because honestly, I had a lot of fun playing this game, and I really... I want any excuse to go back, you know? So we're going to actually do a rather interesting one today. Let's see if it actually worked. It has not showed up. Are you going to show up for me? You going to show up for me? I have to set up the game catcher, I think, because it's not happy. It's not happy. Obra Dinn. There we go. There we go. We're going to change this to... What did we have this set to the last time? I think it was IBM. This one's slightly easier on the eyes, and I feel like it pixelated a lot less, but it led to really weird colours happening. I will say right now that basically... I'm going to turn that off. There we go. Now we only have that. You're loud. Let's turn you down. Barely audible. Yeah. Sorry, I've just finished eating lunch. I literally finished eating lunch at like 3:27. We're about 3 minutes before I started the stream. Anyway. Yeah, so it led to some really weird color effects kind of happening around the screen. There's not really much I can do about that, unfortunately, but yeah, it's just... this stream will artifact at times. Nothing really we can do there. I'm actually going to advertise myself somewhere. I think my Twitch thing should have went live right now. Here we go. It posted 4 minutes ago. Let's see. I need to post the link somewhere. Anyway, yeah, we're going to try and squeeze out as much from this game as we can. Honestly, it's probably what we need to do. Because I absolutely love this game, and I'm trying my best to get every single last drop from this game. There we go. Anyway, you're not here to hear me waffle on about stuff. You're here to watch a video game get played. Let's turn OBS back on. There we go, now I know if I'm peaking or not. So I guess let's just get started. Begin. As you can see, I've already done this twice. On this one I kind of messed it up because I thought I could change all the stuff on this already, and I couldn't. So, like, this is the first one we did last week. This took us 9 hours to play, and it was... every moment was great, but this one only took me about 3 hours, and that's probably because I wasn't doing much. I was kind of speeding through it. So we're going to start a third one, and this is the one we're going to start with, well, we're just going to, you're going to see what we're going to do. Lost at Sea, 1803, built in 1796, London, 800 tons, 8-foot draft, Captain R. Witterell, crew of 51 men, last voyage to Orient, Cape Rendezvous unmet. Yes. We all know. We all know the story. Attention Chief Inspector, Insurance and Claims London Office. The Obra Dinn has returned. Dispatch to Falmouth immediately and prepare a full assessment. So it's been missing for about 10 years.
Man woke me up. Said you'd need ferry to the Obra Dinn. Not many eager for that job. Seems a bit late if you ask.
I didn't.
What's in the box?
I don't know. I'll hoist it up in a few minutes.
Hey! How?
Carefully.
See, I didn't know this, but apparently the character voice at the beginning is, basically, Can we not get this early? No, okay. The character voice has like a 50-50 chance, I think, of being a female or male voice at the start, and I think on the playthrough we had on. Oh, this is already not looking good. I'm looking at the playback right now. It's very, very. Oh well, it's just gonna look like this. I apologize in advance. The whole stream is just probably gonna look a bit pixelated like this. As I could turn up the bitrate, but this looks fine. Unfortunately, it's just going to be a bit pixely. But yeah, no, it has a 50-50 chance of being, yes, we're doing that, of being, a male or a female voice. I thought it was interesting. In our first playthrough, we had a female voice, but in this one, we have a, male voice. It's too heavy. That's all of our gear. I was watching. I've been very enthralled with this game recently, so I've been watching some of the dev things.
Take it yourself or open it here.
And it was originally on the side of the ship. When you get here, you don't actually ship to this part of the boat. It's just kind of here. That's very interesting. I don't know. I love the way this game is laid out. I love the dithering effect. I still don't know how he programmed this. This seems like a really hard thing to program. It's a genius. Return of the Obra Dinn. Now, during my first playthrough, I completely missed this. I missed this entirely. Like, just didn't realize this. I also didn't, see this, the Morocco part, which is why I got to the end of the first playthrough and realized that they were still alive, and at the very end where I saw Emily Bird, I was just kind of like, oh. Skim through the... yeah, okay. We shall skim through the book. We shall do that. We already know everything here. What we're doing here is just a formality at this point. We're going after a very specific achievement, so we don't have to pay attention to many details. I actually have to get my phone up because I'm trying to get the correct details. Let's see. Yeah, we have all that. Oh, my phone's going crazy with notifications now. I just turned you on. Calm down. Return of... God. That's one thing I'll give Androids, is that Apple devices were much better to type on, I feel. I've just typed Androids. Return of the Obra Dinn. Hidden achievement. I think we got all but one. Huh. Let's have a look. I'm going to try and get this open without showing my Steam profile, because I don't want that on display. What was it? Return to the Obra Dinn. I'm just trying to make sure we're doing the right thing here. Achievements, 15 out of 16. You going to show us the achievements? Oh, here we go. Abandoned ship, yeah, we got that. June 24th. Right, yeah, we've done all this already. So it's just now finding the last achievement. Yeah, sorry, again, I did just finish lunch. Right. And the last achievement is just an achievement called The Captain Done It, or something. Yeah, Captain did it. Blame all the deaths. Yeah, the captain did it. So we basically got to just tell the book that yeah, we've basically got to blame everything on the captain, which is what we're doing. Right. Which is actually true for the first couple of deaths. So for the first 4 deaths, it's actually true, but we have to do things in a very specific way here because it's telling me that I'm not meant to lock in any fates, so I don't know what I'm meant to do.
Open the door! Kick it in. Ah! Lest we break it down and take more than those shells! You bastards may take exactly what I give you!
It's great sound design. Now we've got to be, as Zero Punctuation put it, blarped at for a minute. Now we can actually see some, like, things we might have missed in the first playthrough, which, by the way, this will have spoilers in it. I mean, obviously. Yeah. So, like, this is at the very end of the game. Towards very end of the story, I mean, specifically. This is Witterall, and he shoots, what's his name? This guy. It's this guy. Okay. Well, this guy's obviously the captain, so we can assume his name, but we can't do that yet. I'm not sure how to do this. Like, should I go through the whole game and just, you know, work on the information I'm given right now, or should I, like, try to, you know... I don't know what I'm meant to do. I could just go through the whole game and just, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Right, this is the end. I think this is the end, chapter 1, isn't it? Yeah. Outside the captain's quarters. 3 others were present. This is William Hoscott, that's his name. Who is this and how did they die? This guy's... Yeah, I know, we can't... But you misunderstand something, game. I know this already. Carry on and pay attention. Yes, I knew. I knew. This isn't my first radio. Try anyways. This is, William Hoscott. And he was... Let's just say he was axed by Robert Witterell. This man I make... Yeah. I know. So, it doesn't really matter what we picked as long as it's not shot, I think. I'm gonna put crushed. No. We need to be, we have to pick something that wasn't done by anyone in the game. I think strangled. Let's just pick strangled. Is that just how everyone's going to die? Everyone's gonna be strangled? Should I just do that? This is morbid. We have more buddies here. So this is Brennan, if I remember right.
Where are they? Must be in here someplace. They're at the bottom of the sea. That's a lie.
Oh yeah, he gets cut in the throat. I actually want to see the logs here because it sounds like there's actually 2 people here, and this guy hasn't fallen down yet. I think that might just be an oversight by Lucas Pope, but I think it might actually be said by the same guy. It might just be a different voice, or different sounding voice. Oh, this guy's gonna get strangled too. Man, I feel bad for these guys. Like, honestly. If Lucas Pope makes another game in this kind of like, in this kind of theme, and does a whole other thing like this, I would definitely like buy it. If it does like DLC or something, I doubt he will. I'd definitely love to buy it. There are people who want that for Papers, Please, and like, truthfully, he's already stated that he doesn't dwell on projects too much, and everything's kind of just like a stepping stone for the next project. But like, if he did do another thing like this, I'd be very interested in it. So this is Henry Brennan, and he was also strangled. This is strangled by Robert Witterell. There we go. Oh, we can leave this place now. Oh, yeah. We shall explore further. And then we have this guy. I forget who this guy was. I think his name's sort of like... He was a top man. I think his name was Lewis. Oh yeah, I was going to look at the other log. There was no, the chat log. We'll do that later. Who's this guy? This guy's Lewis, if I remember right. Unknown. Try anyways. Is there a Lewis top man? Or am I going insane? Lewis Walker. There we go. So that was Lewis Walker. That's clearly Robert Witterell. Yeah, I know. Yes, I knew. It's not my first radio, as I said before. There's 6 months. Yeah, I really want them to. I really want him to make another game like this. He won't. I probably won't. He's probably moved on to greater pastures. But if he was to do another game in this kind of series, based somewhere else, I would love to. I would play it. I genuinely would. He got his wife in there, who is also going to be strangled by Robert Witterell. Everyone's going to be strangled because I don't think. I don't think strangling actually happens in this game. There's a lot of death ways that like don't actually happen in game. I'm trying to remember like what actually happened. Let's just go back to this guy. You've got alive, that happens. Axed, I don't think happens. Burned happens once. Clawed, I think happens once. Clubbed happens. Crushed happens. Decapitated happens. Drowned happens. Eaten doesn't. Expired from old age doesn't. Exploded and fell does. Froze doesn't. Illness does. Killed with a sword and knife does. Poisoned doesn't. I think speared does? Yeah, speared does. Shot by an arrow doesn't happen. Spiked, strangled. Strangling doesn't happen, I don't think. Struck happens once. Suicide only happens once, and torn apart happens like once in that we see. Oh no, it happens twice technically. So he was definitely strangled. This is Lewis Walker, I think. I remember that. We didn't identify him until like way later in our first playthrough. Same thing with the other guy. The guy I thought was like Chris. Was it? No, what was it? What's his name? Charles Minor. Like the guy that played Charles Minor. Like the guy that played Charles Minor. What the fuck am I talking about? The guy I thought was Charles Minor. Ended up not being Charles. It was a person called Mabba. Lewis Walker. I mean, obviously, from what we just saw, he was strangled. I have to make sure I can correctly do this. Blame all deaths on the captain. This is easy to achieve if you assign random names to everyone so you don't accidentally knock in the face. The captain himself should be labelled as having committed suicide. There are people who actually are alive. I wonder if that gives us any unique dialogue at the end, because I know certain things do. Let's also go back to that chat log with the other guy. Let's see. Yep. Henry Brennan. No, we want... Yeah. Yeah, so this is all said by the same guy. Yeah. Okay. And now we have Robert Witterell, who I think we have to say is commits suicide for this to work. Hold on, I'm putting a pillow behind my back. My kitten was laying on the pillow and I was just deciding to leave now.
My friend. I shot him. Dead.
Goodbye, kitten.
I'll be with you soon, my love. Please forgive me for everything.
Wow. You wouldn't die immediately from that, though. I don't know why he didn't do it in his head. Anyway. By this point, Robert Witterell is the last person alive on the ship, if I remember correctly. He is very much the last person alive, and like it's daytime, because something that gets me is the fact that this is all daytime here, I believe. Or it might just be obscured by the ship, but like this is like the night after the event happens and everyone's like killed brutally. Because I don't actually know the time frame of this. I know that Fallen Cargo happens a few days before I think what's the other one? I don't know. Part 1 happens a few days before Part 2, I believe. Part 2 happens obviously before Part 3 at some point. I think everything else after that takes place basically a day within itself. Captain Robert Witterell commits suicide. With a gun. Okay. Now we have to go to find Abigail. I really want to play another game like this, like, that makes me feel clever, you know? I really want to play another game like that. There's not really many like it. There's not many like this game specifically. Oh, my throat's starting to feel rough. I like how you can see. Actually, I think you can. I think once you get all the chapters, you start to see where everyone is. All right. Let's have a look at his wife. Yeah. Absolutely twatted. Yeah, I think this is the second part. No, this is like the part before the last. We already know who these people are. That's Paul Moss. They're the two ladies. I think that's Emily Bird and that's where's that? Emily Jackson and Miss Jane Bird. No, that's Miss Jane Bird. This is Emily Jackson. That's Paul Moss. This is Martin Perot. This is the bosun and the bosun's mate. Which, all right. Here's the thing. If I had paid attention through any of these things, I would have noticed that these two are always seen together. If you find this guy, he will always be not, you know, he won't be far behind. You know. And like this guy, this Lewis guy spends all of his time around, you know, top men. So, you know, it's easy to notice when you know everything, but like it's really difficult. Difficult to point out because you're not looking for it, right? Here we have part... I think this is part 1 of the Doom. I think the Doom starts at the bottom of the ship. Well, the floor below this one, I mean. Happens with the artist, I think. It's part 8. Conclusion. No, this is the last part of the Doom. Who is this? This is one of the passengers, Abigail Hoscott Witterall, and she is strangled. She's strangled by Robert Witterall. Alright, let's do this one. Let's find out what happened to Maba. It's one of the reasons why I'm like, I know I have no misconception of like knowing this game is like, I know that sentence made absolutely no sense, but I know I'm probably never going to play this game again because I know everything and it sucks. I really wish I could go back to just not knowing this game again. I'd love to play this one again from like the start. And then that's the worst thing, is knowing you'll never be able to experience a game for the first time ever again. It's like especially with stuff like, it's like when you play World of Warcraft or something for the first time and you have that, you know, new exploration, you don't know what any of the zones look like. And, you know, players have been playing for a while, you know, they already, you know what that feeling's like. That's Maba. Maba. Can't identify anyone else yet. Yeah, looks like you can't get that back. Who's this guy, the fourth mate? It's not really clear who this guy is. Nor is it really clear. Well, I guess if you know what a midshipman is, you can tell what a midshipman is from that, but beyond that, there's not really any way to know. You don't really know this guy's a top man. You kind of get the inference that this guy is, you know, a guy with guns, but not really from this one. This one's just kind of here. This guy's Martin Perot, but he's lost his hat, so... Then you have this guy who's also one of the top men. You know, it's not really anything explaining who anyone was from this, you know, in this cutscene, except from like... But it's important because we have these guys, and I think, yeah, in the past one you could also find out who the boatswain was because he was being pulled apart, you know, pulled up by one of the tentacles. There's all these hidden details that you kind of miss when you're only looking at this for a brief bit. For a brief bit. He was also strangled by... He was strangled by Robert... That's my Porky Pig impression. Oh dear. Oh dear. Alright. Where's it? Oh yeah, here we go. Now we get to Pete, I think his name was. And was it Pete? Peter? I tried to pull him back. And the guy was like, stay with me. I can't remember who he was specifically. Where'd he go? Yeah, here it is. I don't think it actually moves unless you're looking at it. So if it's completely out of your sight, I think it just stops. Yeah, it just stops for some reason. There we go. It gets to a point where it continues. I think there's 3 midshipmen, and we're looking at one right now. One of them's stabbed by Olsen. Is it Olsen? Olsen? One of them's stabbed by the gunner's mate. And I think that's a guy called Luke or something? Because there's 3. There's Charlie, who dies by being burnt on top of that crab thing. You've got Pete, who dies here, like right with this guy. So this guy's Pete, if I remember right. Peter Milroy and Thomas Lank, yeah. Poor Meter. Poor Meter. Poor Meter. What I love about this game is how everything's really thought out. It's like everything has a moment, you know, in time. And we kind of see again who these characters are. So you've got this guy who's the 4th, the 4th. You can't really infer that from here, but you can definitely tell it with this guy. This guy's something to do with guns, because in most of the memories we've seen them in, they have guns. So that guy's either the gunner or the gunner's mate. And you can flip the 2 about. And it's one of those things where it becomes easier to tell. And then we also have this other bit of information that people often miss. I was watching another guy play this recently, and he couldn't figure out this guy. And it's like, he tried to pull him back and he couldn't understand it. It's like, well, this is it. This is the memory. But I love this game. I absolutely love the way it presents information, and it presents everything in some kind of like frozen way that, you know, no one really understands, you know, immediately, because, well, first of all, you're given a minute, I think, or like 30 seconds or something, from when the scene loads, you know, and you're given everything there, and then you can walk around at your leisure, you know. And this guy, of course, was also strangled by Robert Witterell. Dear me. Of course he wasn't, but we're also going to get this one guy out of the way. He was Thomas Lank. Yeah, we're done here. I wonder if it'll just give me a thing that says, like, I'm very disappointed or something. Can't really remember. Now we can go down below deck. Yeah, I just love the way that this game gives off information. I've been really enthralled with watching kind of just how Lucas Pope made this stuff. And when you were like working with low poly models, because Lucas Pope was making low poly models, doing stuff like hands and body anatomy is kind of easier than doing it kind of regularly. But one thing that gets me isn't like all this. Oh yeah, this guy's the third. Where are you? Third mates. Where are you, my friend? Here we go. Okay. I can't remember which. This is one of the Russian ones, and I can't remember which one. Oh yeah, these you can walk through all these. This guy's the third mate, Martin Perot. But yeah, I'm interested about how he got this dithering effect. And I know plenty of people, like, when he revealed the dithering effect, a lot of people were not happy, I found in the posts. I think it adds a really nice charm. It's not that hard to look at, you know? It's great. Of course, I know why people aren't a fan of it, but it's definitely a really good way to present, a video game. And I think this is absolutely fantastic. I would not have came up with this on my own had I not seen him do it, I'll be honest. This is definitely really kind of off the cuff, the way he's done this. This stream is just me gushing over this game, and, I'm into it. I'll gush about this game all I want. It's my playtime. It's a fantastic game. I was just watching a whole load of stuff. He, of course, was strangled, as everyone was, by Robert Witterell. Yeah, it's just what happened. It was the done thing. Everyone was strangled in this ship. Yeah. This is the gunner. Come on then. But I think I mentioned this yesterday, but I actually watched my own playthrough of this. I know that sounds sad. I actually watched my own playthrough of this because I liked the fact that I had that information saved, so I could basically relive my first playthrough of this game through that video. And I think I'll do that. The more I do streaming again, the more I remember that, like, streaming... Should I let's play? Oh yeah. The more I remember this, the more I realize that, like, streaming, for me at least, is kind of saving these moments. These wonderful moments that kind of happen in time, and they kind of only come once in a while. And I get this, I got this with the Doom 2016 video where it was just raw. Like, there's a whole moment in the game where I have a bit of a swearing problem, and I said the C word in one of my videos. It's one of the words that I don't want to bring into my channel, just simply because it is such a horrible word. But I accidentally brought that word into my channel, and I remember bleeping it out, and it ended up being rather funny, the moment, because it's the first time I've ever had to censor myself say a word. And there are other moments where, like, I catch bugs or glitches or something in streams or whatever, and it is just a treat to keep saved up. You also get who you are at that time. I find, like, the best thing about creating content, if you don't mind me going on a bit of a tangent, is just like knowing that you've got your life at a certain point captured in a video, because the you show off in a video is very much you, right? This is me. This is kind of how I am. I used to be kind of like, hello and welcome, I'm the Wolfons and I'm making a video today, how are you doing? But now I'm just kind of like, hey, let's play a video game, because I like to be... He was strangled, of course, by Robert. You know the drill. I like to... Oh god, hold on. Before we do this, this guy is... I think this guy's Nicholas Botterill, and he was strangled by Robert Witterell. But yeah, I used to be really kind of... There we go. Like, very kind of, like, not loud, but kind of more obnoxious, I would say. Kind of loud and obnoxious. And, I've caught this kind of evolution and kind of growth from from myself. From, what was it, in 2013? In fact, no, I've had a few channels in the past. Like, specifically, I had one in 2008. I've since, I think, deleted the channel and removed all the videos. But that was just me with my friend on my old W300i phone, which is an old flip phone. Even for the time in 2008, it was an old flip phone, Alright, so this guy wasn't Syed because Syed died from an illness. This guy is also not William Wazam, because I think it was Abraham Akbar. Then you got this guy who's not Nicholas Botterill. But yeah, it's like you keep your whole... you keep... you basically keep your whole life timeline in videos. And it's interesting to watch. Like, you go back to your favourite content creators. Like, I used to watch a lot of Markiplier and Jacksepticeye and stuff, and Inanes, and quite honestly, I still do. Every now and then, I'll go back to an old Markiplier video and I'll watch it, or I'll go back and see his new stuff and I'll watch him for a bit. But unfortunately, he's just not who I'm into anymore. You know, I'm a bit beyond that. He's a really funny guy. I just kind of moved beyond that content. So like, but it's very interesting to see him go from this kind of like nerdy kid with glasses to this kind of, you know, partially jacked dude. You know, he's got his whole personality figured out for the most part. I was also strangled. And it's really interesting to see that kind of change happen within people. And this happens quite a lot, you know. This happens quite a lot with people. Like, again, I say myself because I you know, I'm very conscious to the changes that have happened to me over the last 5 years, ever since I started uni. And I started making videos way back in the day. Like, way back in, like, again, 2005, and, you know, on friends' phones and stuff. But I remember there's this whole, like, you know, thing I was into, just like capturing my past. You know, it's very hard to have a deep conversation while someone's taking a shit, isn't it? It's so horrible. God fucking damn it. I hate this memory so much. Anyway, this guy's the artist. It's Edward Spratt. Jesus. This guy's so concerned. I'm actually really confused. Like, so we've got these two guys here. We've got those. Oh yeah, I think this guy's Wei Li. Let's just set it up as Wei Li. And you've got Nicholas Botterill too. But yeah, you can see your growth over like years, especially on YouTube. See, you can do this on stuff like you know, Facebook and I want to say MySpace and stuff. You know, Instagram, where you can go back and basically see your change as a human. And we've also got this guy who's the fourth mate. Oh, is this the guy I think it is? Yeah. I know who you are. Just funny. You're a top man. I've forgotten your name. Oh, Midgall. Who is also going to be strangled by Wittrel. Just you wait. Just all of you wait. Anyway, this is the next one. Oh, we can also see this guy. This guy's Linus, was it? No, I think it was something else. Lars Linde. Yeah, he's the Dane. Bloody Dane, you killed my brother. That kind of guy. You thought I'd forget? You killed my brother. You did. What? Typical East London accent. I think it's raining outside. But no, yeah. I'm getting distracted. Strangled. By Robert Wittrel. Everyone was. Yeah, it's right here. But yeah, it's nice to see how everything changed, because I used to be really kind of nervous and really kind of like self-conscious. Don't get me wrong, I'm still self-conscious. I think everyone's a little self-conscious, you know? But I've definitely got better of it, like, you know, because one of the things is like, just, you know, because I've had stage fright for a while, and it was only when I got onto stage and I kind of conquered that. And it was at that moment in 2013 where I kind of just felt, let's fucking do it, you know, let's just do it.
How's that? There's no cause for trouble, boys. Get in the boat.
Thought I'd forget.
You killed my brother.
What?
That was an accident. The ropes.
It wasn't his fault. I saw the whole thing.
Lies. I shouldn't have waited so long.
No, don't.
Yeah, it's this guy. This guy, I think, must be one of the I knew detection rate. I knew. But yeah, it's interesting to see how the growth evolves. Like, I stopped trying to put on a personality, and I became my own person again. So I think this guy's Nathan Peters. I think we can't identify anyone else from here, can we? Oh yeah, we can with these two. This one's Emily Jackson. Oh, and this one's Miss Jane Bird. Oh, God damn it. She's not an officer. She's Miss Jane Bird. And I think this one is... Let's try and get how many we remember. She's she was a passenger, wasn't she? She was Bun Lan Lim. Yeah. And this guy was Hock Sang Lao. Because I remember that. Let's see, passenger Hock Sang Lao. This guy was anyways. This guy was the Chao Tan. And this guy, I believe, was, if I remember right, It Beng Sia. Which I remember I pronounced It Beng Sai a lot, and I apologize for that. Anyway. I think this guy, I believe, is he's a seaman. I remember that seaman. I can't remember what his name was. I think this guy's Alexander Booth, and this guy's the purser. Let's see, purser. Lars Linde, yep. And I think that's the only place we can actually visit in this memory. And then they all died. Not because a kraken turned over their boat. Not at all. It was because Robert Witterall went out to the boat after this and strangled all of them. That's how that happened. Robert Witterall, the serial strangler. Yeah. I like the change I've gone through. Like, I think everyone has this time where they're like, kind of like, you know, they kind of do stuff they regret, or, you know, have memories that kind of make them cringe every night, you know. I think none of us are innocent from that. Everyone has a memory, they kind of remember it and they kind of shudder, you know, they kind of shudder and go, oh no, I don't want to remember that. You know, everyone has a memory like that, at least one. But, you know, as long as you're changing and you're learning, I think that's fine. This guy was strangled by Robert Witterall. I actually want to see something. We should just have a book full of, like, Robert Witterall now, right? No, we want to go all the way to the beginning. The crew. Strangled. Strangled. God, that's going to look so funny at the end of the game. I think after this, it's the room with the midshipman in it. But did we find all of Doom already? Oh. Oh my god, it's been an hour? It only feels like 10 minutes. What the hell happened? Alright, this guy strangled by Robert Witterall. This guy was also strangled by Robert Witterall. This guy was also strangled. Lo and behold, by Robert Witterall. This guy was strangled by Robert Witterall. Wei Li was strangled. Wait, hold on. Can we put someone strangling themselves? Or have they accounted for that? No, they've accounted for that. Oh man. Oh well, has to be Robert Witterall. He was also strangled. Oh, no, we want strangled by Robert Witterall. And who is this? This is Charles Minor, the bastard that evaded me for the whole game. He was strangled, gladly, by Witterall. I like how none of these are correct. Except for one. One's correct, and it's Captain Robert Witterall. That's all it is. Strangled. Oh my god. It's horrible. But we have to do this. This is for the achievement. It is a necessary sacrifice. Oh, we can't pass that way. Ah, yes, it's this one. This is the next memory. This leads us down a whole other rabbit hole now. I think this is the escape.
Oh no, you're cut.
Don't leave me.
Don't
Bear up, son.
leave me.
I'll stay with you.
Tell Pete's mother I tried my best
Aye,
to pull him back, to save him.
you tell her yourself. Brennan, bring the surgeon's kit.
I love this bit in the game because it's perfect. It's like the proper amount of deduction where, like, you know, he says Brennan, and we hear this guy, and this guy's at the start of the game too. We think, is this guy Brennan? It's just the small details like this, you know. It's perfect. And then we got this guy too. Man, it's so good. But we can identify these guys now. Oh, we have. We haven't done this guy. This guy is the gunner's mate, and he's Ola's waiter. I think there's a room here. Is it the room here with the leg dangling outside? I think it is. This guy was strangled, clearly by Witterell. Said he was cut, but he's hiding for the captain. Anyway. Man. I was saying something deep and meaningful, and I just kind of gave up. It's because no one's here for a deep, meaningful conversation about their life. You know, in the middle of a bloody stream. People are here just to, you know, watch video games and not be reminded. Escape. The midshipman cabin. Thomas Lank met an unknown fate. He was... was he knifed? I mean... yeah, he was knifed. By Witterell. I shouldn't put that, it's very close. Strangled by Witterell. Let's not break the chain right now. Currently we have a very good chain going. Just give me a moment, I'm doing a quick thing right here. And I'll be right with you. It's nothing like a midstream as your lane to remind me that I'm still a simp for a video game. Now we have these two. It's a good thing just to kind of do something between, you know, the kind of this stuff, because otherwise the mist is just gonna constantly run around. It's gonna take a long time. Yeah, I think everyone changes from when they make content. Like, I don't think I know many people who are like, I'm the exact same from when I started making content, like, you know, 10 years ago. Everyone's always like, well, yeah, I've changed quite a lot. Usually the people are like, oh, I haven't changed, I've been the same. They're usually the ones that you should be careful about, because very often I've found that they're kind of assholes. You know, like, oh, I've been the exact same, don't worry, I've been absolutely fine. So, no, you haven't. You've changed in some way, don't lie. Or maybe they're telling the truth and I'm shallow. That's probably it. Ah, yes, quite clearly you can see here. This man, strangled. This man was Witterell in disguise. And that club is not a club, it's actually an extra hand. This guy's first mate. He's crawling towards his cabin. It's a lot of blood. Definitely dead. I like how there's nothing here. I really like the concept of this whole area, this whole zone, is like things get faded out past a certain distance because it's just like the memory they have. I also like the idea of like them being in different memories, right? Being in other people's memories, and then the only, because they like, it's only their memory once, and it's only their memory when they die. So you see these people all over the place. It's because other people have seen them before they died. So this guy was strangled by Robert Witterell. Now we get to see the gunner's mate. I think a horrible way to die. Look at that. Oh dear. Can we? There we go.
Captain Campbell. You have a plan? Yes. Take ship and sail east. Trade treasured fish and shells for gold. Hey, who's there?
Mutiny! Mutiny!
Bastard!
Oh yeah, he takes his gun off his side and shoots him in the face. I love the sound design. The reason I went quiet there was because I was listening to the sound design. Like, this game does a whole load of things good well, and it's just the sound design. That's what goes on. I like how while these memories are going on, like, there's a whole other side story right here. I actually want to see something real quick. I think the ship doesn't have them anymore. The boat's disappeared. I was tempted to try and see if I could install like some kind of no clip or like, you know, flying. See if that was the case, but I couldn't find anything. I'd love to know what was going on around the ship, like while all these other memories were going on. Seems like something really interesting to me. I'd also like to know what it's like just to beat, you know, to beat the bargaining. The bargaining? That's not right. The bargain chapter without actually unlocking the bargain chapter. What would happen then? Gunner's mate met an unknown fate. No, he didn't. We know exactly what happened to this man. Don't even need to say it at this point. Don't even need to say it. Oh, we haven't been streaming for an hour. When I saw it as an hour, I thought I'd started streaming at 3 because I'm so used to it. It is now an hour. So when I said it like, oh, it's only been 10 minutes, it had only been 10 minutes. Or it had been 30. Yeah. Unfortunately, this is the final time we can revisit this game, I think. It's such a shame, because after this, I think everything will be done, and I'll have to revisit it 10 years down the line when I've forgotten everything about it.
Let them go!
Wow. This guy, he was shot through the chest, but in actuality, he survives. And when he falls down to the ground, like right there, Witterell comes in with his hands, drops his gun, and strangles him to death. That's what I'm inferring from this situation. This guy, Paul Moss, strangled by the captain. No doubt about it. I do like, though, talking seriously for a second, like, going down here, you can actually see this altercation happening. So, like, this is part of the memory Fresh Bastard, which is probably where he gets this from. So this Fresh Bastard role is like, that memory is probably right here. So when he's shot in the chest, but I don't think you can actually hear a shot being, you know, fired in the distance. So I don't know. It has to happen because this whole like memory takes place in a tiny slither between, like, that guy gets shot right as, like, you know, that happens. So we should be able to hear it. Who is this and how did they die? Now there is a very special thing we can do here, because I think if we look at Life at Sea, there is an image here. It says stop cheating. These guys are the Russians. If I remember right, this is the top man. This is the top man because I seem to remember seeing him all over the place. I think this guy's the Russian top man. There we go. Was strangled by Robert Witterell. Let's have a look. Because I actually want to check something out. Let's go to the crew. Oh, this shot by Witterell. Oh, strangled by Witterell. Now we get to find out what happened to Paul Moss. It's really weird if you consider this, because there were people that were meant to be on this boat out of the Obra Dinn. Specifically, I think at the end it hints at them going into I think the lazarette to find. I think they go into the lazarette to find Philip Dahl, and they don't find him alive. But, or maybe he knows what the watch is and just, you know, I don't know. Either way, Martin Perot was meant to be on the boat.
You'll not take the last punch.
Yeah. So I think Martin Perot was meant to be on this ship, and I think also the fourth was meant to be on this ship, but he was down here when he was like... No, I don't think the fourth was meant to be on this ship. Because this is the part where he's talking, you know, to the guy saying the captain cannot be trusted. And he's just discussing stuff right now. Oh yeah, this is the bosun. Let's get this out of the way. This is the bosun. Oh, and to anyone curious why there isn't a chat in this stream, it's because I don't want things to be spoiled, but I guess I'm doing it anyway, so who cares, I guess. I just do this because I like the full screen thing. I think having it smaller than this would just ruin the pixelization entirely. Either way. Yeah. This is interesting. Like, I think Martin Perot was meant to be on the ship, and I think also if his third in command didn't die, he was meant to be on there too. I think that was the case. There were a few people that were meant to be on the ship that weren't. Like, they're meant to be on this boat that weren't. And I think Martin Perot was one of them, I think. Because Martin Perot turns up in the lazarette because he dies being speared by the things because, they, you know, they're obviously pissed the fact they're being locked in the lazarette. And who is this and how did they die? Did I not assign a name to this guy? Oh, well, we know who you are. You're Paul Moss. And you were strangled by Robert Witterell. As he always are. And we have the bosun down here who may look like he was torn apart by an incredible beast, but he was actually strangled by the beast known as Witterell. How many times can I make that joke before it starts grinding in everyone's ears? Probably 20 minutes ago. Oh, come on. Down here. Come on. I'll lead the way. Just need to follow me. Over here. Yes, there we go. And this is the bit that fucked me up because he said, "Where's my Frenchman?" And he was like, he got torn apart. I was like, ah, that's clearly the guy with the markings on his body.
Let go.
Easy now. You're in a bad way.
Is the squid? Where is my Frenchman?
The squid's gone. Your mate was torn apart.
That the beast is dead. How did you kill it?
We didn't. It left with the storm. Captain came up from the hold. Said he chased it off. You should rest.
A curse like that does not live for nothing.
You can hear his heartbeat. I didn't notice that the first, like, couple times. Oh my god, you can hear his bloody heartbeat. It's incredible. Oh, now this room is unlocked. Oh yeah, here we go, Thomas Lank. We have Captain Robert Witterell. I want to know what's happening up here, because Paul Moss is obviously loading people into the boat. But he's like, obviously, like, do they have... Because one thing that I don't understand is that, do they have, like, permission by the captain to leave? Because the captain would have, like, got there just as the boat was being lowered, so did he just leave? Or, you know, was there, you know, consent in it? I don't know. It's interesting to think about. There we go. Now we can assign a death to this guy. I wish there was a way to like skip these kind of things and just go straight into, you know, doing this stuff. The bosun was obviously... Do I need to say it again? No, I don't. It's done. I like how these things can be chained for like several deaths in a row, because this originally got chained from this guy who died in the room over here. And he got stabbed, and then there was a body over here, then over here, then there was a body up there, then there was the second body up there, so it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bodies in the end that we ended up like following this trail of. And now we have all of escape. Alright, Miss Jane Bird. We know what happened to you. You're not alive like we think you are. You were actually strangled. Emily Jackson? No, she was strangled. Davy James? No. Strangled. And who is this? Is this the person who sent us the book? The surgeon? Henry Evans? No, he was strangled. We were sent this by a ghost. And here we go. Now we can go down here. No, wait. We've got the thing up here now to do. Let's get this out of the way now.
On your toes.
Go back there!
Here.
Pepe!
Slack the lifts and lower the boats! The whole crew will be on us!
Give it up!
Yeah, this memory also tripped me up. Like, I spent a lot of time in this memory trying to figure everything out. This guy's the second in command, so try anyways. This guy's the second mate steward, Samuel Galligan. This guy is one of the Russians. He's one of the Russian seamen, who we can't select for some reason. There we go. Where is he? There's not really any way to know. I think this is Nishkin. Which means this guy is the other Russian. Toporov. Don't know who you are. That's Bengsiaya. This is O'Hagan, which I think I pronounced O'Hagan. It might be O'Hagan, actually, not O'Hagan. I don't know which one it is. I'm going to go with O'Hagan. Try anyway. This is Ireland. Patrick O'Hagan. This guy's the other guy here. I don't know. I don't think the other guy I just tagged was actually the Russian, but oh well. We'll see. That's the helmsman. Yep. This unknown soul is the helmsman, and he was Finley Dalton, who was also strangled. This guy... Now, I thought the whole give it up was an accent. It wasn't. Apparently, he is actually just a Brit, and I'm trying to remember. I think it was Timothy Butament. Then you have this guy, who is the second mate, Edward Nichols. This one's interesting because it leads into the cargo hold. So... after this is all done, alright, so this is the body we need to now look at. Because this guy was also strangled by Witterell. Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if Lucas Pope is making another game based in this kind of universe, because, I mean... at the end of the game, he basically says that the watch is still in your possession. There we go. I'll talk about that at the end of the stream, I think. Saying that before is kind of a bit pointless. Come on. Up it. It was over here, wasn't it? Oh, come on. Wish there was a way to hurry it up. This one's also a really good memory. Like, this was just also just a really, really good memory. Because it gives you all the information. Tells you who the guy is. Gives you the victim in the next memory, which you're about to see, which you have to deduce is the same guy.
And by the authority of the East India Company and thus the Crown of England, I sentence you to death by firing line. Mr. Wolf, when you are ready.
Right, sir. Ready, men. Aim. Fire.
It also tells you who this guy is, which I missed in my playthrough. Mr. Wolf. So it tells you who this guy is right away. So we've got a few characters we can actually identify now. This is the butcher. Where's the butcher? Here we go. Emil Farrell. And this is the cook. Who, honestly, he died because of his own stupidity. Like, he was told to keep away, and he kept on going, oh, look at this fish, lads. I'm going to cook us up a fantastic meal. All right, lads. And he should have stayed away. I think this is the carpenter. Forget which one's which. We have the two top men. And we have these guys. So that's Patrick O'Hagan right here, or Hagen. That's... Oh, this guy's John, if I remember right. He had his leg ripped off. John Naples. Which means this guy, I don't remember who he is. I think he's one of the... I think this guy's the Russian, actually. We'll see in another memory. We'll get to that memory very quickly. Yeah. Alright, we're done here. Hello, guy. I'm taking a drink literally every time someone's died. That's gonna make me very bad. Right. Oof. Strangled? I think that's right. I think that's right. People are going to stop making that bloody joke before I rip your tongue out. That's too late, baby farts. I'm going to continue making it. I'm drinking too much water. It's always good to stay hydrated, though. I do love the sound effects. Just everything about this game is... It's almost like... I don't know why. Like, when I first saw the graphics and the visuals, I was not a fan of it. But, like, after playing it for a bit, I got really used to it. You know? It's very nice looking. I really want to make a game like this, but I feel like it'd be a little on the nose now, you know? I also don't know how to 3D model for shit. I also wouldn't know how to program in all the dithering, because if I remember right, he uses complex math to find out the noise and stuff.
What are you doing down here? Hello, yes. All fine here. Just, sorting some things. Watch your step. Here, let me help you.
Wow. What an asshole. Man, look at this. See, we don't know where the watch came from, but we know, you know, Henry Evans has it in his possession. But this doesn't contain the watch. I always thought this contained the watch. It doesn't. It contains a shell. And this guy, the Formosan royalty, is apparently transporting it for some reason. But now we know who this guy is, which is again a clever deduction. Is Nunzio Pasqua from Italy. And he was killed by being strangled by Ritual. As it usually goes. But I like this. This is like the first look into, you know, the cargo hold, technically. If you haven't, like, got to the cargo hold yet, which probably you haven't by this time, this is your first look into it and you think, what the hell is going on all around here, you know? It's really interesting. Corpse was removed post-mortem. Ah, how did this man die? Yes, you don't need me to tell you twice. You know, it's really weird not to get any kind of, like, validation. Like, nope. You got 3 right? No, we didn't. We've currently got, like, 1 right. There, 3 of these. Nanzio Pasqua, Huxen Lao, and who was the 3rd one? Can't remember. I actually want to check something out because I think the map also updates. The crew, nope. There we go. I think this is where everything went down. I didn't notice this at first, but this is where everything goes down. So there's the end, the escape, the doom, the murder. I think they get all the way down here. But the story goes back. See, this is like where they were meant to go. This is their journey. Cape Verde was meant to see them. I think this is where everything went wrong. I can't remember though. 5, 6, 7, 9. So we don't know the bargain yet. So now we have all the stuff at the bottom of the ship. But see, that's the thing that confuses me, is the fact that we don't know where this watch comes into play. All we know is that Henry Evans has the watch, but we don't know if the watch came from the Formosan royalty or if it just came somewhere else. We don't know. Which is why I think there was a lot of wiggle room, like tremendous amounts of wiggle room for like a sequel or just something else in the universe, because we don't know where this watch came from. Whether or not Lucas Pope will do it, as I mentioned before, he probably won't. Admittedly, he probably won't.
I'll cut her throat when you've done it. Here? Yeah. Come on before she kicks up.
Oh, sound effects.
You all right there, sir?
Never been on a farm, John.
Mind your shoes now.
I love that. It's such a natural, organic conversation. Like, I read somewhere online that some people hated this scene because it was like, this isn't how people would talk. And it's like, I admittedly have never been in this situation before, but I can guarantee you this is probably how people would talk. Oh yeah, now we get to identify this guy. This guy's Charlie. Yeah, we already know that. Wait, we didn't assign a name to him? Well, shit. Now we know how you died too. You were strangled. But I learned quite a bit about all this. This is interesting. This is William Wazim right here. I remember that. This guy's yep. Which means this guy's, I think. This guy's Syed, I think. Was he? This guy's Syed. No, this guy's the guy who died afterwards. This is this guy I think is Renfred Rujab. Forgive me if I mispronounce that name. I really don't know how to pronounce it. And here's Henry Evans again. This guy's the surgeon's mate. I thought he was the carpenter for a while, but I should have stuck with the surgeon's mate. Makes sense. Did I say he was? Yeah, he said British. I don't know why I thought he was American. And there we go. We can basically leave now. Where's the exit anyway? And now we have the chapter of the cold. A bitter cold, rather. Madeira. 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 I can't pronounce any of these things because I don't know how to do it. Take him to the arbiters. Read to him his last rites. 10 others were present. Location of the corpse. Yes. Now we get the sick from this as well. There's like 2 characters here that get the illness. I remember this moment specifically just being this whole like, oh no kind of moment when I realized everyone was on their own beds, and it was just kind of like, oh. I do like how organic everything seems, because it's like, as Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation puts it, it's like, which is how I found out about this game. He said that like not everyone's dying at like every stage of the journey, so you don't get this full picture. And what I like is how everyone's dying in this very natural place.
If so, we'd all have it. They must have picked it up at the Alaska house. I checked all hands just now, and everyone is healthy.
And him? What are his chances?
I gave him some laudanum. We'll see.
Didn't work, did it? Didn't realize I could hear his heartbeat in this one too. Yeah. We've also got this guy down here. Well, there's nothing really we can do right now. Everyone's kind of split up. What I like though is in one of these areas you can actually see someone. I can't remember where. I think it's during the next chapter when I think Unholy Captives. You can actually see the purser in this area right here. One of my regrets is that because I didn't read the journal, I guessed a lot of the deaths, and I guessed a lot of the characters just by guessing and not using my brain. So I didn't get much of the experience because I didn't go down that last leg of there's a plane flying over my house. On your own time. Alright. Thank you. I didn't like savor it as much as I wanted to, you know? An unknown fate. That looks about right. Now we have this guy too. Imagine signing up to a boat like this. Yeah, you can work as crew in this ship, but the captain might strangle you at random points. I wonder what Henry Evans is going to say when he gets this all back and sees, like, you know, everyone was strangled by, you know, Captain Robert Witterell. He's just probably going to like pinch the bridge of his nose and just like, God fucking damn it. Yeah, it's this guy that's Syed. And where is he? He is right here. There we go. And this guy is... Yep. Then we have the 3 Russians, who is the top man. This is the seaman. Oh, yeah, this is the other one. This is the other Russian one. I think this is Volkov. Yep. That means... Oh yeah, that guy's in the... Yeah. I think that's it for this memory. It's a very strange memory here because you can see kind of where everyone is. That's Wei Li, I think. Isn't 41 Wei Li? 41. Wei Li, yeah. So that's Wei Li. That's 40. 39. 59. It's one of the seamen. Don't know. Why are we just walking around now, just trying to just trying to wait for the door to open now. Really, that's kind of all we're doing. And here it is. I can't wait for like a year or two down the line when I forget this game and I can come back to it and just be like, oh yeah. Kind of what I'm trying to do with Undertale right now. Yes. Okay. We're just trying to get the achievement at this point. My phone is moaning at me. Needs charging. A bitter cold. Well, beyond that, there's only a few more memories left. See, the worst part about it is I actually looked down here. When I did the whole game thing, I just went, what's down here? The thing is, like, I did this whole thing where I was like, what's all this? Okay. And I specifically did this, and I didn't see the rest of that stuff, because if I saw that, I would have thought, oh. I was just like, oh, what's this? Oh, there's nothing down there. Alright, there's nothing down there. And even when I was searching for stuff, I came up here and thought, oh, I'll just walk down here. And I walked all the way down here, just like looking through here, thinking, oh, this is cool. This. Like, oh. Just thinking, oh, that's interesting. I didn't think that to look around the other side, oh, maybe that would be the same here. And I went in here to have a look, and I thought, oh, this is just a closed-off room. And I didn't think for a second that there was anything down there. I should have checked that way too, and if I had, I think the VOD from last week would not have been 9 hours collectively. Regardless. Let's go find out what happened here. There is nothing at the end of this, is there? There's just this room. Yeah. Oh. I'd feel horrible if I accidentally was caught, like, shooting my own teammate. Thing is, like, I don't think any of these guys know. God. I stared at this for, like, a brief couple minutes, I think. Like, for the whole, like, time this was going on, I just stared at this going, what the fuck? Because, like, alright, so by this time, I'd been walking around for, like, 4 to 5 hours. You know, just walking around, and the normal had become just the Kraken attack, right? So I only knew the Kraken attack. So when I saw this, which, by the way, from this direction, I don't know if I can actually try and describe it to you, but right where that, you know, where you see the leg sticking out on the left there, it looks like a skull, right? So it looks like the two white blobs there are the eyes. I thought that was an eye, and it was like this thing with a skull on it, and I thought, what the fuck? You know, right where I zoomed in there. I was just like, that looks like a skull. And I didn't know, because like that completely threw off what I was expecting from this game, because I didn't know what I was expecting from this game at that point. I didn't know what was going to happen. You know? Like, that point completely ruined it, because I was just like, what? You know, ruined my perception of this game, because it got so much weirder after this point. This is kind of the chapter where things go, you know, belly up, basically. Who is this? This is the ship steward, and they were strangled by Robert Witterell. They make for the lazarette. Someone shoot the damn thing. And now we have the wonderful job of going over to this guy, which stands to me, like, because I got really attached to this character, even though I only really heard one line by him, I actually got really attached to this character for some reason. I was really sad to know that he died like this. I knew it was going to happen. Everyone on the ship basically died except from those on the boat, but like, I was still expecting, like, I don't know. It really made me upset, like, thinking, oh. And the worst part was, this guy I really liked kept fucking with me, because every time I'd come up from here, I'd see something like there, and it's like this silhouette-y figure, and it always made me jump.
I've got you. Don't move. I'll get you down.
Who's here again? We got... Oh, he looks so in pain. I think that's Emil O'Farrell, yeah. Henry Evans again, who was strangled. Nathan Peters, who was strangled. Which means that is Nathan... No, we don't know if that's Nathan Peters or not. I think that's the carpenter. I think that's the carpenter here. Let's just assign the name of the carpenter to him. Carpenter. Someone's barbecuing outside, even though it looks like it's about to bloody rain. You know, I don't get that. People are still barbecuing and it looks like it's about to rain. I mean, you know, you take what you get with British weather, but I mean, come on. Yeah, come on. Oh yeah, this whole mess. I feel really bad. Isn't there still the other one as well? Somewhere? I think it's further back. That's the bosun. Yeah. They make for the lazarette. Secure the hold. Emil O'Farrell. He, we obviously know, was strangled by Captain Robert Whittle. Who's the next unfortunate victim? It'd be Charlie. It would be Charlie. Weirdly enough, not the most gruesome death of the three midshipmen. That would have to be the guy that was exploded. But I would say the most heroic. Like, Charlie's death was obviously, I think, the most heroic out of the three. For someone who's, like, never been on a farm before, like, you know, puked at the sight of stuff, he definitely went down with a fight, and I can respect that, you know? And for sure respect that. Can I inspect the body? There we go. Yeah, listen to that. He never let go as well. On fire, he never let go. I have to respect that. It's just respectable. I want this guy. Oh, that was Nathan Peters again. See, here's more evidence that, like, Charles Minor and the bosun were a partnered team. Like, this is the bosun right here, and here's Charles Minor. This is always the case. They are always together in some regard. They're always in the same memory, some way or another. I'm actually going to go back to the start of the ship. I want to see if I've made a mistake and actually given them their real death, or like said they were done something else. They were strangled. All of these are strangled. It's starting to fill up now. Man, what a way to go, though. And this guy just kind of got speared in between. I also like how the holes here were already made, and he's just working around them. It's interesting. I just love the design. Like, I'm noticing small details in the planks of wood that, you know, fairly simple to add, I'm sure, but he's putting them through a filter that, you know, make them look really good. Unfortunately, even though you were strong and you were brave, you were still strangled by Captain Witterell. I'm sorry. It's just the way it happened. Oh yeah, and then you have these guys. As you can see, the story goes bloody bananas after this, because, like, before this, the worst we had happen was like a guy being torn apart by the Kraken. And then this happens, and then you've got people being decapitated by massive crabs, you know? It's crazy, which, by the way, isn't a spoiler because you're about to see it in like 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, a little more than 3 seconds, but you get the point. those sound effects. Oh, God. The sound design is honestly top notch. I think it's great. Yeah, this must be the same one they encounter over here. I don't know which one that is. Yeah, I don't think this guy is... this guy can't be Wei Li. He also can't be Zhejiang, I think, if that's how you pronounce that name. Zhejiang? Zhishang, I think. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that name horribly. I genuinely don't know how to pronounce it. If I am pronouncing that wrong, and anyone knows how I meant to pronounce that, I will, leave it in the comments and I'll read it. I'll try my best to read it right. So it can't be that. So it's either Li Hong or Huang Li, and I think it's Li Hong. I think. That's that right. We also given context on how that broke as well, which is nice. There's another one here. That's Hoskus. And here again, Bosun and Bosun's mate. Constantly seeing that. Olus Waiter. And we have stuff up here, which I think is the next memory, isn't it? Yeah. Omid Gul. I think this guy's the... I think... Now, it's either this guy's the carpenter's mate, or carpenter, but I think this guy's the carpenter's mate. Hello. James Wallace. We already know what was going to happen. Strangled by Witterell. It also doesn't really matter if we get the wrong names on them, because I think it doesn't matter if the names are right or wrong. We just have to mark everyone as basically being killed by Witterell. I'm just assigning the right names or names I remember because it's better in the long run. Oh wait, no, it was on the top deck, wasn't it? Well, not the top deck, but the cannon deck. We're actually getting very close to being done with this, I think.
What's going on? Stay back. It's already done for Nick. Hey. Come on, boss. No, get there. Hey, cat.
It's already done for, Nick? Marcus Gibbs. What's the carpenter's name? Winston Smith. It's already done for Nick. Nick. Where is Nick? Should probably not say that like that ever again. I apologize. I'm looking for a Nick. Yeah, I shouldn't have said it fast like that. I apologize. Nicky Shin? No, it wasn't him. Nicholas Batter? No, he died from the thing. Is there even one? I don't think there is. We'll keep it as Marcus Gibbs. Don't know why he said Nick then. I like how ineffective that throw was. You tried though. You tried. Wait, did he say boss get down? I think this might be the actual carpenter. I think this guy's the carpenter. I think this guy's the carpenter and not the carpenter's. This guy's the carpenter's mate then. No, I think it's... No, it's the other way around. It's the other way around. Yeah, this guy's definitely the carpenter. First of all, he's wearing the carpenter's carpenter's like gear, but also this guy's not really wearing any. And he said, boss, get down. And he's probably shielding him, so that's what my guess is. Now we can go above here. Probably find this guy. Yeah, it's probably this guy and this guy. Now we have to wait to be let out. There we go. I'm sorry, buddy. We don't need to get every single one right. We just need to get them so it's strangled by Witterell. Strangled by Robert Witterell. Okay. And we can go up here to get to... Was it? Yeah, it's his body. Ah, it's right here. I keep thinking it was further. It's like right here. I don't know who this guy is. I think he has to be a top man. I think he's a top man. Oh, all the top men are accounted for. He has to be George Shirley then. This guy's the guy that was electrocuted, so this is Zhe Zhang. Is this Nathan? Yeah. Who's this? Yep. Henry Brennan. This is the guy from earlier. Yep. This is Alexander Booth. Charles Minor. This is Lars. Yeah, these are all seamen right now. Aren't they? This guy is a top man. This guy's a seaman. Ignore what I just said then. Anyway, while I wait for this to go, I'm going to quickly head to the bathroom. Oh, I can't imagine that pop sounding much nicer than it could be. In theory, I could have just turned my volume down, but I am a dingus and didn't think of that. Real quick. I went to the bathroom just now, and my kitten... I looked into my roommate's room, and he's just playing Overwatch. And the kitten's fast asleep on his bed. What a cheeky bastard. Ah, yes. This guy. No. Cheek of it. I give that kitten a nice place to stay. I feed it every morning. I give it treats. And he's sleeping on my roommate's bed. Is he doing something I don't know? Is he giving them biscuits while I'm not looking? Probably. Wouldn't put it past him. Oh. See, this is why I thought he was a top man, because I heard this heard this. I don't think he's I genuinely can't see him around here. That's the thing. I think that has to be him. Then that has to be Charles Minor. That's Zhejiang, isn't it? Zhejiang, yeah. Again, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, please do let me know how to pronounce that. I don't want to, you know, get it completely wrong again. You know. And that's, oh, this unknown soul. He was a top man. What? I had him down as the top man. Who did I say was Leonid Volkov then? Oh well. We'll find out in time, I'm sure. Oh, we're being taken already. They did that deliberately. Like, Lucas Pope knew this guy here was obviously going to be in contention, and he deliberately made it so we could identify him like immediately after that memory, and also made it so we could identify him like it was just kind of there. And when we heard the French accent, it's like, oh, it must be that guy then. No, clever. Same as before, strangled. I can't remember how long this trail was, but I think it was quite a few bodies, wasn't it? You got the guy at the beginning, the ship steward. You got Emil O'Farrell. You had Charlie. You had the surgeon's mate and the other guy I've forgotten the name of, unfortunately. Then you had the carpenter. Then you had that guy over there. It's about 7. Trail of 7. I think now is... Oh. What is it? Let's go back to the start and see who we're missing. I think we're missing quite a few people now. We still don't know what happened to Nichols or Perot. We won't find him out until the next chapter. We won't find him out until the end. Winston Smith, we will find out fairly quick. Thomas Sefferton, we will as well. We'll find out all these 3 later. Samuel Gallagher, we'll find out later. Huang Li, I don't know. Timothy Bitterment. Don't know. We haven't seen him die yet. Oh, yeah. Strangled by Robert Whitterall. Yeah, we can't identify that yet. Identify. Nope. 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 No idea. Samuel Peters. I actually don't know. Ah. It's this guy. Samuel Peters has to be the one I haven't identified yet then. I think it's not one of those guys. Must be... Is he down here? You know, I genuinely don't know. Anyway, let's head to the cargo hold. I think that's open now. I think that was everything. Yeah, the cargo hold's open now. Now we have this one. We have to get this memory out of the way. Oh no. Just got a text on my phone from Deliveroo telling me that KFC is giving me a deal. That's dangerous. This is the first chapter. This is technically the first memory we get a look at in the story of the Obra Dinn. This is where things kind of start to go south, because this is chapter 1. This is when the first death happens. You would have thought it was this guy. Wrong. It was actually the guy in this barrel, or this one here. There was apparently a stowaway in a barrel, and the barrel crashes and kills the guy inside. But he also kills this guy down there, who is the brother of the guy from up on the top deck, who said, "You killed my brother," to the Lars Linde. Hoist away. And then we can actually do this. And this is Samuel Peters, I think. I mean, if the brother's right, I don't think... I think he is Samuel Peters. Come on. There we go. Now it's the same memory. It's basically the same memory. Jesus. Imagine going like that. Like, imagine going like that. Sorry about that, I dropped my pen. I was just fiddling around with a pen. Yeah, now you get the memory just before. This is the moment where he dies, and then there's another guy in one of these things that kind of dies as well. I like to... Well, I don't like to think, but it's kind of weird to think that maybe he died because of this unidentified passenger being in here, and it kind of exceeded the weight. And here we see the guy monitoring the room with a thing in it. Oh, that was over fairly quickly. I think that was actually the shorter one. Because basically you see the same memory twice. Oh, right. I accidentally, right. You are Samuel Peters. And you were strangled by, obviously, strangled by Robert Whittle. What? Robert Whittle. But after looking at names the whole time, my brain is turning to sludge. Well, we're done here. I think that was all from Loose Cargo. It was just 2. Yeah. I think he must have only put the extra crate in there because maybe he couldn't just have memory with like 1 thing in it. He had to have 2. That's what I can infer anyway. Then we have the Lazarus, which you can see like the spikes through it. I think I noticed that first as well, but these definitely came from the inside. And then we have a leg. This is the one where Philip Dahl pulls away his leg, isn't it?
Keep pressure here.
Hold him down. What madness is this? 20 years my steward, and never a doubt on your sanity. Explain yourself.
Those ungodly beasts carry a curse! Throw them back or doom us all!
Tie him up and put him in the lazarette with those things. He may yet find his senses.
Come on.
All's fine, John. Been in worse spots, I think. Where's the rest of his leg?
This is great. It tells a very clear story. See, that's another thing I like about this game, is that it tells a very clear story, right? This guy, oh yeah. He wants to make a drawing out of this, I'm guessing. Oh yeah. This happens. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the prequel towards like the last end of this whole game is just the bits on the ship with the rest of the Formosan family. Yeah, I remember now. I think my chat's bugged again. I can't actually see anything. I think I'm gonna have to quickly check no one's typed anything in chat because I don't think my chat works. That's something about YouTube is that chats don't work for some reason. Occasionally I found that my chat just doesn't refresh, so I can't see anything. Well, we know he was strangled. We know who he was strangled by. Alright, now hold on. I'm actually gonna rewatch that because I think it showed something real quick. Nope, it didn't. Okay. I was afraid it showed my desktop. My horribly messy desktop. Hold on. No, I don't think so. I think it's fine. Yeah, I think that's fine. Never mind then. Alright. Let's go up here. Is it around? Yeah, it's right there. I can't move. There we go. God, they are having a barbecue outside. I was thinking about that. Why are people having a barbecue? It's like raining. It's actually raining now. People are just outside having a barbecue. I mean, I'm not blaming them. Barbecues sound nice right about now, but I mean, come on. Better place for a barbecue, surely. Wasn't he right here? Yeah, here he was. Poor William Wazim. Bob-omb. Oh, that sound. And that's the cook that got hit and just absolutely twatted by a fish. It's poor old William Wazim. It's John Naples. And here's the carpenter. It's carpenter's mate. There's the purser. Here's the artist. Here's the butcher. Yeah. Well, now we have a full story. Not really much to say with this one. It's kind of self-evident what kind of happened. Not really much to talk about there. There we go. Now we can say how he died, which was strangled by Witterell. We have another one, which we're just going to very quickly check the crew again because I want to see this list fill up. Yeah, this is very quickly filling up. It's up here, isn't it? Yeah. Oh dear. Well, at least that mist arrived fairly quick. God damn it.
Clear the deck. Move the boats astern and throw the bodies over.
What's your foot in? Hey there, what's this? Give him to me and I can fry us a solid meal, boys.
Careful now. Take it slow.
One sec, gentlemen. There's a British shell here. Let's have a look.
No, get back.
Oh, See, there's very few deaths in this game that I feel like, you know, are kind of deserved. In fact, none of them really feel deserved. But this guy's the exception. He was warned not to go near. He was told to stay back. He was told to be, you know, but he still went in for the shell anyway, when he could have just went, there's a shell in there, save it for me later, lads. You know, and people probably would have done. They probably would have looked at it and given it to him, you know? But he decided to stand there and get absolutely twatted in the face. So hard, I think it actually might have, like, broken his neck. Like, it's not even, like, most dignified death either. It's just kind of there. I don't know. I think out of all of them, that's the one that's kind of the most deserved of all the deaths in this game. Because he was quite honestly an idiot. Thomas Sefton. Well, strangled by Robert Whitterell. And now we have the deaths on the top deck, which leads us to the last leg of the game. Technically, last leg. And one I think, well, actually no, we have these two and then it's going to be the last leg. Which I find the most annoying because it's the same memory, just at slightly different times. Come on. I'm trying to remember, it's like right here. About here. Oh, I was off a bit.
What the hell is going on? What do you know about these things? About the chest and your dead friends?
这是什么？未来的全部讲出来，拢是恁害啦！迄个害人较对人无顾好，是让人晕死的啊！He talk about the shell, very dangerous.
Shell? What shell?
Oh. I like this one. He narrowly misses as well, like... I think it's... No, he... See, again, right here. Bosun, bosun's mate. Very clearly. Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, they're winching stuff up. Yeah. Is this Martin Perot? Yeah. That's Henry Evans. Oh yeah, because of these guys. And then we have the Formosan Guard, and I think Hamadou? I think? If I remember right. Alright, let us go. Yeah, Hamadou Diom. And he was strangled. Robert Whitterell. I hope this is enough to get the achievement, otherwise I've done this all for nothing. This is the bit I hate the most about this game, is just this little leg of the adventure right now. Especially because there's actually parts I can't show, or have to do my best to avoid, because of the nature of the models. And YouTube might get upset with that. Alright, first of the people. Come on. Come on. Stop with the theatrics. There we go. Was this fourth? Oh no, this is the second, wasn't it? This is Nichols.
Ahoy! Ahoy! Wait! Don't shoot! I have treasure! I yield!
Hold your fire!
Oh yeah. Shot by this guy as well. Oh. He said he has treasure. Oh yeah, it was these things. Who's this guy again? There's a guy over here. I'm trying to... Who is this guy? Oh yeah, fourth mate. Eighth Bensia? Well, can't wait to say this guy was strangled to death. I think it's Philip Dahl, isn't it? Yeah, it looks to me like that's Philip Dahl. Can we not get close enough to him? No, I think that's the best we're gonna get. This also stands to be one of the first on the ocean that we get to see. The Calling. Edward Nichols met an unknown fate. No, he was strangled. By Robert Witterell. And then we get to find out what happened to this guy. Could it please be a quick one? Yeah, it's going to be a quick one. I like how he programmed this. Like that little that little note progression really works quite well to show you how long it's got left on it. But it's kind of weird how he programs it. So it stops if you stop looking at it. So it plays that one segment. Then when you look at it again, it does it again. Poor guy. Miss Lim's dead at this point, I think. She's been dead for a bit of a memory. That's Edward Nichols. What I hate the most is that he was cowering off deck. In the next memory we're about to see, he's like cowering in a ball, like in the boat. He just picks up after everyone's messes. So this guy originally would have burnt to death, but we've got to say he was strangled by Witterell. I was thinking about this, like, a true, like, how would I do this? Because I was thinking of, like, writing a game for something similar on the lines, but, like, having it so you could either pick one of two outcomes, having the story so ridiculously crazy that, like, saying that, you know, a Lovecraftian Cthulhu horror was involved. And then, you know, saying that no one's going to believe it, but you have to present the truth, but no one believes it. Or tell a lie that people will believe. It's like, so now you know this mystery that only you and everyone else knows, and now you know why people are, you know, don't report on it. You know, I thought that was kind of an interesting concept. Here we go. Still weird not to see a single one of those, like, you've got it correct, boy, congratulations, kind of things. Is it behind us? Oh. Come on. This might be loading, I don't know. Oh yeah, now I have to avoid this whole bit because of all these things. See, where is he? Here he is, in this boat. He's curled up like, you know, Like a slug. The slug he is. That's one of their paddles. Just off in the distance here. I'm curious, how far in the distance can you walk? Just a straight box? I think it's just a box. Yeah, it's just a box. Okay. Well, she has to be strangled by Witterall. Who knows? At the end, I might just change it all. So instead of being strangled by Witterall, I might just change it to their actual deaths. I don't know. Seems kind of stupid to do that though, because I've already got 2 where I've done it correctly. So I might as well just keep this one as it is. Bunlan Lim. Well, that's been the thing for the whole video, for the whole of the stream. Now we get to find out what happened to this guy, or not. All right, there we go.
You still breathing? Can you roll?
O'Hagan.
Nichols, sir, shoot them for God's sake!
O'Hagan. It's O'Hagan, not O'Hagan. It's O'Hagan. Is this the memory I have to be careful about? I think it is. And here we can see their puddles start to drift off. I need to buy a pop filter for this thing because I keep popping my voice. I keep doing that. Sorry. I do need to buy a new pop filter for this. I've just been very lazy. And Amazon always seems to be out of stock of the one I need, so I need to probably have either one specially made or order one from another place. Because I'm back to using my shotgun microphone now. So it's not as loud as like my Yeti, but I find the quality slightly nicer. There we go. Stretching. And he was strangled by Robert Witterall. Wait, no, strangling is used. It's used in this situation right here, I think. Wait, no, he was knifed in the neck. Yeah. That's O'Hagan, I think. Or is that the Russian? No, the Russian gets pulled into the water.
Keep rowing! Where is it? There! Something there! I see it! Here's a weapon! Shoot it! Naked eye! Pick up the oars and row, you fools!
Oh. Yeah, this is the memory I have to start avoiding things because we can see too much and YouTube gets a bit upset with that. So that's one of the Russians being dragged into the waters. Not really much we can do here. We just gotta wait. That's just all we gotta do. We just gotta wait. Always stay hydrated. I'm nearly done with my water. I filled this up right at the start of the stream. It's 1.5 litres of water. Yeah, there's not really much to talk about right now. I've kind of exhausted all my topics. I'm kind of just sitting here waiting for this to end. Oh my god, I'm a good streamer, aren't I? I'm the best of the best, the cream of the crop. You always stay quiet during streams. Huh? Yes, probably because I have nothing to talk about and the game is more interesting than I am. Oh well, we know what happened to him. He was strangled. There we go. I've got to add some kind of flair somewhere. If it's just going to be like, yes, strangled by Witterall again. I keep dropping I keep fiddling with a pen. Where is it? Oh, yes. It was this guy. Who's also speared. Would you believe it?
Keep course due east. We'll reach the Canaries in 3 days. You packed enough stores?
Aye, sir. Checked and loaded them myself.
Good. Stay quiet and alert. If the wind picks up, we've no chance against the Obra Dinn.
休假，你玩抓不？
我无问题，但是伊来想啊，绝对袂当互伊落在水底。
那是遐个怪物出现，你绝对卖起来。
Aye, shut it up.
They say strange things about monsters.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. We have to stay away from that thing. It's because it's got boobies, and YouTube doesn't like boobies. YouTube's a very, very conservative platform. It does not want titties on its videos. I should shut up. I should stop talking now. God, narrowly missing him, right? For the most part, I think all the models have the same face during everything. They just deviate slightly occasionally. She's just looking over here. Yep, she's looking over here. Not really much we can do. We've just got to wait for this memory to finish, and then I think we'll be done. I think you only get the achievement after... because you can't get the ones... I think unless you get everyone right, you can't get into bargain. So I think this is enough. Here we go. The last memory of calling. Who is this and how did they die? Well, I'm assuming this is the last... There we go. Strangled by Robert Witterall. Then who are we missing? Hold on, we need to go through and see who we're missing, because we're missing a Russian somewhere. Well, we're probably going to find them at the end of this, aren't we? If we leave this zone, we'll find them. Alright, let's take the long way around. Ah, there we go. We're out of the memory. Let's see if we're right. I think it's going to go over to the calling, and it's probably going to tell us like 2 missing passengers, right? Yeah, they're the 2 Russians. Toporov. I think this was Nishki actually, Nishkin, and this was Toporov. I think. And he was strangled by Robert Witterall. And he was strangled by Robert Witterall. Let's just go through all the memories. Let's see what the crew are right now. Martin Perot we wouldn't know. Winston Smith we wouldn't know. Philip Dahl. We know who Philip Dahl is. Philip Dahl is this guy. Everyone else is strangled by Robert Witterall. Strangled by unknown? No, you were strangled by Witterall. Is that it? You just have to make doubly sure because I don't want to miss out on this achievement. This has taken me like 2 hours. I guess let's just head down, I guess. There's nothing else we can do. Can we? Can we? No, 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 no. Does it not let me? Huh? I mean, the only 3 that we shouldn't know is Martin Perot, Winston Smith. Oh, no, yeah, we haven't seen his memory yet. Yeah, we are not done. That was close, actually, then. If that was just me being an idiot and not actually being able to go anywhere, that was close. Then what memory did I miss? Where did I miss it? Oh, I know where I missed it. There's one in here, isn't there? Yeah. the last memory. Oh, these sound effects. Oh no. Man, I just... Is that a good sound? A massive pile of books I was moving to a bookcase fell over. So I just muted my microphone real quick. Okay. I'll have to pick those up in a bit. Oh, nothing we can do here. We've just got to let this be. Is this Mabba again? Yeah, this is Mabba. Charles Minor. I think in one of his rare appearances without the bosun. Well, who's this guy? Nathan Peters. Hiding behind there. God. Ah, yes. Very close. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. We're nearly close. We're so close to our achievement. So close to it. And then I'll have this game 100%ed. Winston Smith met an unknown fate. No. He was strangled by Witterell. There we go. I think we have to leave the ship before we can get the achievement. I think that's the case. And that's the finishing chapter of Soldiers of the Sea. Huh? Oh, what?
Oi! In there somewhere! Storm's coming! Finish your business and climb down here!
Oh, I've not heard that line before. That's neat. I think the last thing I had was on the top deck. I think it was the last memory I had. Well, I think we're clear now. I think we're clear to leave. Let's see, just to make sure. Just to make sure. Because I'd rather not mess this all up. It's just strangled by Witterell. Oh my god. The only two we shouldn't know is Martin Perot and Philip Dull, who Philip Dull burns to death and Martin Perot is spiked by a creature.
All done?
All done.
We should go.
We should go.
Storm's nearly about,
Yep.
so we won't be coming back.
Yep.
If you've still business here, climb up and finish it. Else I'll make to port.
Nope, we're done. I like how if you look up now, if you look towards the boat, I'm not going to do it, it's a waste of time. But if you look up towards the boat, or like try and climb up the boat now, or click, it'll reverse it.
Sit down so you don't fall out.
You've got plenty of time to like cancel it if you think you've missed something. And I think it saves right before you get on the boat or something. So you can actually go back. So if we've made a mistake somewhere, I can go back. I wonder if I wonder when I get my achievement. Am I going to get an achievement for this? I said blame it on the captain. Maybe I'll get it at the end of the story. Ah, there we go. Yeah, we did it. Captain did it. Yeah, we did it. Yes. All right. Damage in Squall, Atlantic. Sunk in Storm, Falmouth. Payout claimed. All cargo lost. Payout claimed. Wow. Murder of crewmate. 57. Oh. Jesus. What about the other ones? Ah, findings of detriment. No, findings of demerit. Hmm. I wonder what all the claims going to be. 29,500. Yeah, we're done. I wonder if the letter's going to be like, what the fuck? You know, because the guy's just been like, what did you do? The pocket watch remains in your possession. The book returns to its original owner, Henry Evans in Morocco, as requested. I actually don't know what he's going to say. He's probably going to call me a twat or something, you know, like, you bloody idiot. Or something along the lines of, I hope you only did this for like an achievement or an award or something. We'll know if we got the bad ending because she'll... Oh. I think we did get the bad ending. Usually it's not thundering outside, I think. I think the bad ending is like, there's no more tea left, so you'd better make your way back to bed. Or something to that degree. Hello?
Can you believe a letter at this hour? Must be important. I'll be turning in now. Tea's all gone, so you
Yeah.
about going to bed as
We got the bad ending, I think. There's no package, it's just a letter. I'm curious to see what it says. Oh man, that sucks. I write to you with the unfortunate news that Dr. Evans has passed away. He succumbed to his illness shortly after receiving your package. Although his health was generally poor, receiving the Obra Dinn book in such an incomplete state further disheartened him so thoroughly he was unable to recover. He used his final moments to express the extreme regret he felt with entrusting such a remarkable task to you. We thought you should know. Regards, Jane Bird. Oh man. That sucks. The end. Thanks. Thanks for that. Man, that sucks. For my dad. Aw, that's nice. Caleb Pope. That'd be his brother. Well, that was Return of the Obra Dinn. I've done everything in this game now. Like, I've done everything. We've done... We completed the game first off. We went through the game a second time. I've speed run it on my own, which I got about 2 hours in. I guess this is technically a speed run, it's not really, but... we did the extra achievement, which is the captain did it. We've done everything in this game now. Everything is beaten in this game. There's nothing else to see. And it's unfortunate, but... man, it feels bad. I will never be able to enjoy this game again, as I once did a week ago. Wow. What a game it was. What a game it was. If any of you want to pick up this game and play it, I highly suggest you do. At this point though, if you've watched all the way to the end, well, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. But also, like, I really hope that you can still find enjoyment out of this game, because most of the fun is not knowing any of the answers. So, I think you'll still be able to find enjoyment if you don't know the answers. But, you know, because I didn't explain all the answers too much. So... I really do hope that whoever's still watching, if you're watching this in the VOD or watching this in stream, please do go out and buy this game. It's absolutely fantastic. I had tremendous amounts of fun playing this game. I really do think it's worth every single penny. In fact, I was tempted to buy it again for the Switch. I probably can't now, but I've played it to death. But I really do hope you guys find some enjoyment out of this, and thank you so much for watching through this series. It's been an absolute treat to actually play through this, because truthfully it's been a lot of fun. I absolutely love this game. It's like the first game in such a long time that drew me in and just kept me engaged the whole time. You know, it's like... I absolutely love the kind of... It's just the way it kept me enthralled. It was the first game in a while that just like it like, how do I put it? It's like I looked aside at the clock and I'd been playing for 10 minutes and I think, oh, okay. And then I looked at the clock again and I'd been playing for like 4 hours and I remember thinking, what? It's such a great game. I haven't had a game that's done that to me in such a long time. And I really think this game was worth all the energy and the time and all the money. All the stuff that went into this is so worth it. And I really do hope you guys, pick it up. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you all so much for joining me through this whole thing. It's been a lot of fun. Anyway, it's time I disappear. Goodbye.